Hi, Elle here. I'm sitting in my office doing a lot of work. And I wanted to just come on and talk a little bit today about how you wake up, what you do when you first wake up. So, what I've noticed over the years is, in all my years of coaching and myself personally, is that the very first things that happen in our day tend to set the tone for the day. So if you wake up hitting that alarm over and over, the snooze, how many alarms do you set, right? Let's be honest, some people set a lot. If you wake up and you're tired before you even get out of bed, if you wake up cranky, who hasn't? Like I have before, just woken up and I'm like, I just don't really want to get up. I'm really cranky, right? So how we set our day, what that tone is for our day, can really influence whether or not we constantly trigger fight or flight throughout our day. So here are some tips for you. I hope it's helpful, but I know it has been for me. The first thing is when you wake up, what's the first thing that you see? So one of my clients, their bedroom had no windows at all, so they couldn't see outside. So I had them get a really beautiful piece of artwork. So the first thing when they wake up, that's what they see. One of my clients in her dorm room when she went off to college, she worked with me in high school. She took a piece of paper and drew two yellow lines because the double yellow line, one of my tools, was her favorite tool. So when she opened her eyes, the first thing she saw every morning was the double yellow line. So what do you see when you first wake up? I have we have three windows in our bedroom. We call them screen 1, screen 2, and screen 3. And we actually watch what we call Squirrel Network. So I have a pine tree right outside my window and I'm in love with it. And I think it loves me back. So that tree to me it's the first thing I look at in the morning. I just look at it. And it is so glorious. And I'm watching it right now. Many of its needles are turning brown and falling. And then there's this new stuff. I mean, it's so cool to watch it all different seasons. So that's what I look at. So the first tip is to really plant something in your vision, in your bedroom. So when you wake up, you see something beautiful or inspiring. It could just be a simple postcard, if it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be the window that you look outside. It could be a piece of artwork. It could be a little thing on your bedside table or whatever. But something beautiful that the moment you see it, it gives you joy. The next question to ask is, what do you hear when you first wake up? A lot of my clients have ringtones and alarms that actually trigger the stress hormones, trigger fight or flight. So take a look at whatever ringtones or alarms you're using and program them to something that is beautiful to you, that will still wake you up, but it's not jarring. I don't use an alarm at all unless I have to get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning to catch a flight. So I don't use an alarm. But when I wake up, I tune in to the sounds of nature outside my window. So I listen for wind. I listen for birds. It's fascinating to know what birds start the day. And that's been something I've been paying attention to this summer. It's a different species of bird that wakes up during different portions of the summer. It's really fascinating. So what do you hear? Make sure it's something beautiful. Do you need to put on some really beautiful music to start your day? Is that going to be helpful to you? And it could be, it could have a beat so that you're like in motion, but make sure it doesn't over-adrenalize you so that you trigger fight or flight, and now you're not going to be quite your best self for the rest of the day. So what do you see? What do you hear? And then what are the first words or things that you read in your day? Do you look at a news feed? Do you read something inspirational? Do you have some affirmations you look at every day? I have my pressure-free planner gives you an inspiring quote, a message from me, and then affirmations every single day, which might be overkill for some people, but my people who use my pressure-free planner, they love it. It's looking at something. I send it out at 5 a.m. Eastern every morning, so they see it early in the morning, and it's just that ability to have a little bit of inspiration. So ask yourself, what are the first words that you're seeing? again, you're just kind of using your senses. What's the first thing you take in your body? Do you take in a big glass of water or, a piece of fruit? Like, what are you eating? What are you tasting? And then that gratitude piece, that some people wake up and they're like, oh God, another day. I can't get through this. Or, and I've had moments like that, of course. If you wake up though, I know one of my coaches, he wakes up and he goes, he's happy to be alive. Like, not everybody woke up this morning. I'm happy to be alive. My accountability partner, who I talk to 5 days a week, every single day, and have for almost 3.5 years now. She wakes up like, happy to be alive. So what are those first words? What are the first things you're saying to yourself? Your words to yourself are so powerful. And oftentimes there's just chatter going on in there that we're not even aware of. So what are you seeing? What are you hearing? What are you saying? What are you reading? Like, what are those first things that start your day? You can just make little tiny tweaks. Like, just take one of them. Change the alarms on your phone or your alarm clock or whatever it is. Change them to be something really beautiful, really pleasing that will still wake you up. But that doesn't cause your heart to go boo, and now you release stress hormones. Because then things are not going to be as great as they could be for you. So I hope that's helpful. I'm going to walk over to the farm now and pick up my vegetables for the week. So have a great pressure-free day. Bye.